Welcome to The Advocate, a program that thrashes out all the topical issues of the day.
When you are in government, you don't see nothing wrong with whatever is happening. The moment you are out there, everything is wrong.
You can't even see many women now, and when they're there, they're not even really making a mark, and then they have an NYSC problem and this and that.
One of the reasons why we don't have more women in politics in Nigeria is for as long as political meetings continue to take place in the middle of the night.
Exactly.
Really disastrous for a president
to even say
be unaware of the chief
It's
justice.
a ploy. It could be a strategy.
That strategy was very terrible strategy. Because the buck stops at your table.
Whether it's that we don't look after our cities, and quite frankly, Nigeria is becoming a very ugly place.
When you are the only one feeding the people with this news, and there is nobody countering them, it becomes, the news.
Welcome to The Advocate, where the one thing that's constant is that you will be challenged. Uche's challenge to us today is that our children need to be taught sex education in schools. Ekene, on the other hand, asks, "Where the daddy at?" by saying, "Man up or else." Our guest advocate, Emeka, yes, he came back, turns his attention and our attention to an area most of us take for granted, the care for animals in our zoos. Chuka has issues. No, not those kind of issues. He's got issues with the sartorial choices of our politicians and Nigerians in general. Liboros is absent. Do I miss him? Actually, I do, but sadly, he's not here to discuss my topic, which is about Nigeria and our LGBT children. So sit back, off to the kitchen, grab some coffee, come back after the break, and we'll get started. What does pride mean to you? Confidence, achievement, or even satisfaction? Sometimes you use it for friend or family. Now, did you know that June is Pride Month? So why aren't we all going around saying Happy Pride Month or sending it to each other? That's because this June, we're celebrating a different kind of pride. 50 years ago this month, in an area of cosmopolitan New York called Greenwich Village, members of the LGBT community were going about their business. All was fine until the New York City police raided one of the very few hubs that welcomed openly gay people. It's called the Stonewall Inn. Needless to say, the incident escalated, leading to protests and uprising by the LGBT community. It was the outrage and the refusal to accept invisibility and violence that gave birth to the modern-day LGBT liberation movement. Pride Month is about a period when communities of our brothers and sisters proclaim, remind, and invite us to open our hearts, mind, and ears to the simple fact that their love is no different to others, that they are not freaks of science or nature. Where are you, Liboros? That they are equal to you and I. They have the exact same red blood flowing through their veins, that they should be and expect to be treated with the same respect and freedom that you and I take for granted, that they have the right to live their lives without abuse, persecution, fear, intimidation, victimization, or attack. Pride is about claiming back that which was afforded to them by God at birth, something you and I take for granted, the right to love and mate with whoever we want. In 2013, the Nigerian National Assembly passed the Same-Sex Marriage Prohibition Act, SSMPA. But here's the one thing. Around 3 to 10% of every population is made up of LGBT community. For a population like ours, that's pretty big. In a recent survey by Nigerian NGO Initiative for Equal Rights, a new pattern of positive attitude is emerging. In 2017, 83% of Nigerians would not accept an LGBT family member. Today, that number has dropped to 60%, an important decrease of 23%. The same optimistic shift is also noted in the attitude of Nigerians towards SSMPA Act in 2015. 90% of those surveyed supported the law. Today, about 75% support it, a considerable drop of 15%. So why do Nigerians or Nigeria continue to deny her LGBT children? What's driving the intolerance, ignorance, and homophobia towards their fellow Nigerians? Like all forms of discrimination, homophobia isn't just harmful to one, it's detrimental to all. So isn't it time to live your life and just let others live theirs? I ask.
we're not all homophobic, though. I think there's a definition for homophobic, which is quite different from not accepting or thinking that it's okay to be gay. That's not homophobia. Because phobia definitely in English means a fear of something.
No.
An irrational fear.
An irrational, that's the actual, no, that's the definition.
No, in this context, it's anti. It's anti. That's what homophobia means. It's anti.
No, then it's a wrong use. And you know why we must stop using the word homophobia? Because that's not the meaning. But the meaning is irrational fear of homosexuality.
No, it's not
and
irrational
until you stop
fear.
it, you will not be able to engage with. No, it's not. I'm telling you what it is.
You know what? I agree with you.
So that you can engage.
I agree with you.
You can't engage me with homophobia because I am not homophobic. And if you
are you anti-gay or not?
When you say am I anti-gay,
yes.
I would rather that we were not gay, that there was no one that was gay.
Well, would you rather that we weren't heterosexual either?
No, I would love us to be
You like the fact that we're heterosexual?
Yes.
Then you're homophobic.
No, you see, I don't. This is the angle that I didn't like. You know, I always feel like when people don't necessarily go along with something, they're labeled, and it's a horrible label because and it's done specifically to try and control how people respond to situations. Now, you know, calling somebody just because I don't agree with homophobia.
That means you're homophobic.
I mean, not homophobia. No, it doesn't. It's an irrational fear.
It's an irrational fear.
And it's not an irrational fear for me. It's just all it is that I don't particularly agree with that way of life. I'm not going to stop them from. No, it isn't.
Yes, it does.
No. It's not. It really isn't. It's the same way that.
It's good that we're having this.
Yeah,
You're saying this because
I really
you have to change that word.
We know
I think that word
there's
must
a
be changed.
positive pattern that's changing. No, actually, it doesn't.
No, I think it must be changed.
It has to be changed.
Because that word is a bullying word.
I personally can't be engaged.
So this is the thing for me, though. I find that, and I think you just used the word bullying, that people are not allowed to. You want to be different. You're different. Yeah. You're exercising that difference publicly. Now, someone else exercises his difference of opinion of acceptance doesn't automatically make that person hateful.
Yes, exactly.
In other words, so because I think we're getting to the point where dissent of a lifestyle, or the fact that someone expresses dissent of a particular person's lifestyle doesn't mean that they automatically hate that lifestyle.
Do you think?
So I think we need to.
It's about disliking the action, but
do you
not
think
hating
homosexuals?
the
Let's
individual.
talk about it. Do you think members of the homosexual community, LGBT community, actually dislike your lifestyle?
No.
So why then do you think you have a choice to dislike theirs?
Because
we have every right to choose what we like or don't.
Let him come back on it.
Because I'm trying to make a point. There's a basic difference from. It's not as cut and dry to say there's a predominance of a certain view.
Lifestyle.
Yeah, of a certain lifestyle.
Yes.
And then someone. So it's like you're different. There's nothing wrong with someone being different, yeah. But I think that what is happening now is a reversal, you know, in the sense that where someone says, you know, I don't like the thing you're doing, doesn't automatically mean that I hate you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or that the fact that
but it's true.
I won't come back here because I want Ekene to speak before I come into it.
Okay. Well, you know, I was listening to what they're saying, and I tend to agree with what Chuka said. Homophobia.
What about me? Don't you agree?
Well,
with
you're
me?
all saying the same thing, really. Homophobia doesn't mean that you hate that group. I mean, you asked the question, why are people not tolerant of homosexuals or the homosexual lifestyle?
No, what I ask is, what is driving this intolerance, homophobia, etc.?
Okay. So I can maybe at least represent the Judeo-Christian and possibly Muslim perspective, because I think a lot of it may still have its origins in a religious, and I think people already sense this, that, you know, the religious view, which I'm not sure how well they present this, is that this is an aberration, but it's not an aberration that is judging the homosexual independent of other people who perform other, you know, acts of sexual conduct that the scriptures
sexual deviation.
Yeah, it's in line with. It basically would say a philanderer would still be categorized under the same. Somebody
a pedophile
would still. I'm coming. Let me continue.
And
let me try and finish.
No, but it's a different lifestyle.
I want to
let me try and finish.
And Ekene didn't say pedophilia.
Yeah. Okay, so I did. Yes, I did.
And I find that abhorrent.
Okay, but she talked about philandering.
There you go. No, I wanted her to finish.
Any form of sexual behavior that is not heterosexual, loyal to that one party, married, outside of marriage, under the scriptures is considered an aberration. And so people who maybe think they're better off because they're not homosexual, they're not necessarily.
No.
They are still to be judged in the same way as a homosexual.
Okay,
I'm coming. So let me just get to the end of this.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Well, maybe others will explain because I'll just have one shot at it. But subsequently, where I'm taking this is to say, the only reason why it seems the homosexual is being targeted under these sort of religious definitions is that they are saying this is normal. The person who is...
Who's they?
The homosexual
lobby are trying to assert
the LGBT
and legalize.
I say,
this
is normal for us.
We're trying to...
It's normal for them.
No, they're trying to tell society.
No, they're saying...
May I finish?
It is normal for us.
May I finish?
What's normal for you is normal for you.
May I finish?
Go ahead.
They're also trying to tell society that we should accept it. Hence, before we started, you're saying, teach it in schools that this is the norm. Society is now like this. Marry us, let us adopt children. This goes against. It's basically what you're telling the person who doesn't believe this is that they have to choose between what they believe.
But what do you believe?
I'm a Christian, so clearly I don't.
What do you believe? It's about what we believe here. It's not about what somebody else is saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a Christian, so I'm telling you
which was what?
That this is an aberration. This is not the right
you
way.
Think it's
but I'm not
aberration.
stopping at that. I'm saying if someone, because I've known people who are gay. I have friends who are gay. I
hope they can hear you say they
they hear me all the time. It's nothing. They know it.
That you think their lifestyle is an aberration.
Yes, but I also go.
But I think
I'm also going for. I'll try and finish off because I know other people have things to say. But I'll go further to say, if that person were to accept that they needed, if you like, a reversal or a turnaround, then there is opportunity. But it's in the same way that anybody who is doing the wrong thing can have a U-turn. It's not different to what I had to do when I make mistakes. You can actually be transformed from being homosexual. That's the bottom line.
You are an educated woman.
It's not about education.
In the 1930s, this was already disproven. There is no such thing. It is not a freak of science.
Who have
they might just be biased.
Who have been transformed.
It is absolutely
you don't believe
not
them.
true. There is no such thing as being transformed.
I have just read.
Well, look, we knew that was going to be intense, and we'll keep debating. Still yet, happy Pride Month to my LGBT brothers and sisters.
What happened to the Q?
I can't say.
and the plus.
After the break, Uche puts her foot on the pedal, faster this time, to talk about sex education in our schools. Make a coffee and join us.